Hey, hello, my friend. I pray that this finds you well from wherever and whenever you are tuning in. And I came in today to share a word that's been very operative in my life lately, and it's the word return. Return. So I listened to this YouTube video that was such a shift for me. Um, in regards to growing and becoming more present. So, the essence of the video, actually, the title of the video is to stop living in your head and, if you will, to more live in your life, to more live in your world, to more live in your experiences. If you're like me, hopefully you can attest to a lot of times living in our own heads, where our own thoughts are constantly running. It can be thoughts about anything, and as a result, our consciousness is taken away from life as it is happening now. Our consciousness is taken away from work, if that's what we are doing. It's taken away from that interaction we're having with someone else. It's taken away from, you name it, from maybe even just our surroundings and where we are, because our minds are running. Maybe you can attest to this. Hopefully, you can relate to this. Driving like I am right now and getting to where you are going and not even being able to say what you saw along the way. Or you get there and you're like, how did I get here? Why? Because your mind was somewhere else. And in that video, matter of fact, it's such a powerful video. I'll actually go ahead and share a link to the video in the comments. I highly recommend that you watch it. But in that video, the question is asked, when was the last time that you were here? Think about it. When is the last time that you were here? That you really saw the sky, that you really tasted your food, that you were really present to the person you were talking to, that you were really fully 100% engaged in the activity at hand. When is the last time that you are here? A lot of times we live in our heads more than we live in our lives. And there are many great ideas that are shared in that video. Hopefully you get to listen. But at the end, he says, at the end of the day, it comes down to disciplining ourselves to returning. When our mental wheels want to turn, returning to the present, returning to life as it is right now. How do we return? By returning to paying attention to our breathing, number one. Number two, by returning our consciousness and our attention to sensation. We are blessed with the gift of sight and hearing and smell and taste and touch, and actually engaging with those, and in any moment asking yourself, what am I seeing? Really seeing what you're seeing, really hearing what you're hearing, returning to sensation. And finally, when your mind wants to run, return to direction, return to action. What's the next right thing that I need to do? What's the next thing that I need to be focusing on? Bringing your attention to action, to direction, rather than to thinking. Allow me to expand. That was a little bit of a long intro, but allow me to expand a little bit on this whole concept of returning. If you followed me for any amount of time, you've heard me talk a lot about identity. You've heard me talk a lot about acceptance and belonging, talk a lot about purpose. And I come from the persuasion that identity, belonging, and purpose are not things that you gain or you get or you look for. They are things that our Creator endowed us with. He created us with an infinite sense of worth, identity. When we came out from the factory, we came already accepted and belonging as children of God, as members of His family. And believe it or not, you and I came hardwired with purpose. I like to say that we were all created on purpose, filled with purpose, and for a purpose. And so I find those three things as the core needs that we are all looking for, one way or the other, whether we understand it or not, or whether we articulate it that way or not. We're all looking for a sense of identity and value and worth. We're all looking for a sense of belonging and acceptance. And we all want to know that our lives matter. We are looking for a sense of purpose. But if I'm going to use this same operative turn, growing in life and growing to where we become, we give everything that God has called us to, it's not really so much about adding things to our life. It's about returning to that which we were already created to be. I think of the story that's told of Michelangelo, the great sculptor, who sculptured or sculpted, depending on who your English teacher was, the 17-foot statue of David. It's in Italy, and it's considered just one of the wonders of art that we do have. And when Michelangelo was asked how he sculptured David out of a single block of marble, by the way, he said, David was in the block of marble already. I just chipped away what was not David. Essentially to reveal or to free the David that was inside the block of marble. In the world of sculpturing, it's a concept that is referred to as addition by subtraction. And that's where I'm going with this, my friend, that unfortunately when you and I are born, even though we are born with infinite worth and identity, with belonging and acceptance, and we are born with purpose, like I said, created on purpose, with purpose and for a purpose. On top of us, like the David that was hidden in the block of marble, we come in with hereditary issues, if you will, with genes that we have inherited, with traits that we have inherited from our parents and our ancestors before us, with maybe mindsets and value systems based on where we find ourselves, our families of origin, the societies, the cultures that we find ourselves in. Our sense of identity and worth and purpose and belonging is further influenced by friends and peers and people that we relate with, by teachers and mentors and coaches and authority figures in our lives, by the faith that we choose to subscribe to, if we do choose a faith. I do think everything is a faith, everything is a belief. Whether you believe in religion or not, that's a faith in itself. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, the faith that we choose to subscribe to influences all that. Our experiences in life add on to that and to the lens through which we look these things. In other words, in that perfect being that God created you and I to be, is heaped on all these other things. And the journey of life and growth is not so much about augmenting or adding anything to our lives, but like in the case of Michelangelo and David, it's just about removing everything that's not David, removing everything that does not align with the truth of who we are, chipping away on the negative ideologies and beliefs and narratives that we have believed concerning ourselves, that others have handed to us. Back to the operative word, it's about returning to the core of who we are. So my friend, that's it today. I maybe want to just throw these your way to encourage you to live more outside of your head and live more in your life. Become more present by returning your consciousness not to your mind and thinking, but to your breathing, number one, to your sensation, so that you actually feel life as it happens, and also bringing your consciousness back to intention, to intentional action and direction. But as you do that, returning to your true identity, acceptance, belonging, and purpose that is already found in God. Return. That's it, my friend. Until next time, be blessed and have a wonderful rest of your day, night, as the case might be. Bye.